Hello everyone, I'm very happy to meet you all through this video, and in this video we will learn about 5 basic stitches, hand embroidery stitches for the beginners. Let us get started. Let me tell you the materials that are required for this. One is a piece of cloth and an embroidery hoop like this, and few embroidery threads of any color of your choice, a scissor to cut the thread, and a needle. Let's get started with the stitches. I drew 5 lines and placed the cloth on the embroidery hoop. So I have inserted the thread into the needle, and towards the end there is a knot here. This is essential. So let's get started with the first stitch. Now I'm going to show you how to do running stitch. Leave a little space. This is one of the easiest stitches to start with, generally used for border designs. I personally feel if you want to master the art of embroidery, you just have to be a little patient with yourself. You don't have to be in a hurry to learn and master the art, and a lot of practice would be required. If right at the beginning the spacing between the stitches are not equal, that's absolutely fine. I think over the period of time and with practice you will just get it. This type of running stitch is also possible. You need to be a little slow, otherwise when you are pulling the thread there could be some knot that gets formed here. So we are now done with this running stitch. Let's get started with the next one now. Now second stitch we are going to learn about back stitch. So let's get started. So first I'll just make one small line. So now I'll go back and then make a stitch like this. This is why it's called as a back stitch. So I'll repeat. So now that the thread is here, I'll start from here again and then leave a little space. Bring the needle out from this space. So this is how you will do back stitch. I'll just repeat the pattern another 4-5 times so that it becomes easier for you. See, I generally do, I'll just poke it out and then bring it back to the top portion, pull the thread, and this is how I create a back stitch. Now alternatively, you can just do this. From the back side you can pull the thread completely, then you can bring the needle to the top. This is also possible. Generally in an embroidery thread you will have 8 strands of threads, and for beginner stitches people take only 4 strands, but I don't separate it at all. I'll just use the complete 8 strands of threads as it is. So now the back stitch is fully over. Let us start with the third one now. Now the third stitch is going to be split stitch. Let's get started with that. I'll make a small line. Now what I'm going to do is, this is going to be split into 2. So I'll split from there, I'll pull the needle out and make another stitch. Since I'm splitting the strands, this is called as a split stitch. fourth stitch that we are going to do is called couching stitch. So for which I'll start from here and just make one straight line stitch here and then finish it over here. Now that I have made one straight line stitch with this blue color, now I have another one with red. So you just pull out the needle from the side and exactly on the other side of this blue stitch. So now this looks like as if you have put a hook across this blue color stitch, and you will repeat the same pattern across this entire line. So the fourth stitch, couching stitch, is done. Let's move on to the fifth one. The fifth one that we are going to learn is whipped back stitch. So first the back stitch as we did here, and then I'll tell you how to do this whipping. Now that the back stitch is over, I'll tell you how to do whipping. Bring the needle out from one corner and then with this back side of the needle, put this inside and then take this out. And repeat the same pattern for every stitch. See again, there is a space here. The back side of the needle, put this inside and then take this out. You need to do it slowly. I'll repeat again. The back side of the needle, put this inside and then take this out. This is called whipped back stitch. See, isn't this pattern very nice? And again, like this couching stitch, for this whipped back stitch also, if you use contrasting colors, it will look really nice. So at times if we try to hurry up, some knots may get formed in your thread and it would be very difficult for you to set that right. So it's better if we are slow and steady. So to finish it, I'll just put the needle and then put a knot at the back, and that finishes the stitch. So I'm sure all of you liked the video and it was easy to follow for all of you. Thank you for watching.